Here are some creative writing prompts to spark your imagination. 1. The time-traveling librarian, a mysterious old library is discovered under your city. Each book you open transports you to a different time and place. Write about the most interesting time period or event you visit and what you bring back with you. 2. A world without color. One day, all the color disappears from the world, except for one. Describe how this affects daily life, emotions, and art. What would people do to restore the colors? 3. The secret island society wash ashore on a hidden island after a shipwreck. The inhabitants are not human, and they have their own advanced civilization. What are they like? Why have they kept themselves hidden for? The door that only opens once. You'll stumble upon a door in the middle of nowhere with an inscription that says, "Door opens only once, choose wisely." Where does it lead, and do you choose to step through? 5. Forgotten dreams. Every night you dream of a city you've never been to. But one day you stumble upon it in real life. It's exactly as you imagined, down to the smallest detail. What happens next? 6. Letters from the future. One day you receive a letter addressed to you from yourself 20 years into the future. What does it say? Is it a warning, advice, or something else entirely? 7. A world of whispers. In a world where people can communicate only through whisper, written words, what are the most important things that get lost? And what secrets get revealed? 8. The ghost detective. You are a ghost who solves mysteries from beyond the grave, but there's one case that haunts you and you can't solve. What is it, and why is it so personal? 9. The night the stars disappeared. One night, every star in the sky vanishes. Astronomers, scientists, and the world are baffled. What caused this phenomenon, and how does it change humanity's view of the universe? 10. The music that controls the weather. You've discovered that playing certain melodies can change the weather. What happens when others find out about this power? How do you use it? And at what cost? These prompts can lead to short stories, novels, or even something visual like a comic or screenplay. Have fun creating. Then, one day, while on a routine trip to a neighboring town, you make a wrong turn. The road ahead curves unexpectedly, leading you through an unfamiliar forest. Something about the path feels strange, almost as if it's guiding you somewhere. You follow it out of curiosity, your heart beating faster with each mile. As the trees begin to thin, you catch a glimpse of a city skyline in the distance. Your breath catches in your throat. It's the city from your dreams. Stunned, you park and walk toward it, trying to convince yourself that it's not possible. Yet everything is as you remember: the narrow streets, the unique architecture, the same faces you've seen night after night. Even the air feels familiar, like you've been here 100 times before. The people smile as you pass, as if they know you. You begin to realize that this city is more than a dream. It's real. And somehow, you've been connected to it all along. As you explore, memories flood back. You recall details from your past visits and your dreams, places you've been, people you've met, and the feeling that this city holds a part of your soul. But the biggest mystery remains. How is it that you've never been here, yet you know every corner of this place? Is the city a forgotten part of your past, or could it be that your dreams have been preparing you for this moment? And now that you've found it in reality, what will you do next? Explore its secrets or discover why it's been calling to you all along? A world of whispers. In a world where the loudest sound anyone can make is a whisper, communication is delicate, fragile. Every word is spoken softly with breathy precision as people navigate a reality where shouting is impossible and even raising your voice is an unheard of notion. The world is hushed, with conversations floating like secrets on the wind, blending with the rustling of leaves and the faint sounds of nature. First, it seems peaceful, almost serene. Arguments are rare because no one can scream or raise their voice in anger. Every disagreement must be settled with quiet words, forcing people to think carefully about what they say and how they say it. Yet, this world of whispers holds its own set of challenges. Miscommunication runs rampant as words often get lost in the shuffle of soft voices. You quickly realize that each book in this library can transport you to a different time and place. You visit the Renaissance in Italy, walk among the pyramids of Egypt, and even travel to future dystopias where technology has taken over humanity. Each trip leaves you breathless, but there's something more. Each book you read changes the course of history in small ways. You're not just an observer, you're a participant influencing the very events you witnessed, but soon the stakes grow higher. One book holds a secret too dangerous to reveal. Will you open it? Or leave it undisturbed in the dusty shadows of this ancient, forgotten library? The choice is yours, but once you open the book, history itself may never be the same again. The time-traveling librarian deep in the heart of the city, nestled between modern skyscrapers, an ancient library was unearthed during a construction project. It appeared to have been untouched for centuries. The walls were lined with books whose spines glimmered in the dim light, each one bound in leather that felt warm under your fingers, as though the stories within were alive. The place seemed otherworldly, filled with an eerie silence. But your curiosity got the better of you. You pull out the oldest, dustiest volume, the title faded beyond recognition. As you crack open the cover, a strange sensation tingles at the back of your neck. Suddenly the ground beneath you shifts and you're no longer in the library. Instead, you find yourself standing on the edge of a vast battlefield in ancient Greece. The air smells of sweat and iron, soldiers are shouting war cries, and you can hear the clash of swords. Somehow you understand what's happening and can speak the language fluently, but just as you begin to process it all, you close the book and with a rush, you're back in the library. Sunflowers and lemons become symbols of hope, while golden sunsets are moments of brief euphoria in an otherwise bland world. But as the fascination with yellow grows, so does the yearning for the other colors. Society becomes obsessed with trying to bring back the lost hues. Scientists develop experiments, artists try to paint the colors back into existence, and spiritual leaders promise to return the spectrum. Yet no one succeeds. The question remains, what caused the colors to disappear, and can they ever return? Perhaps the world must learn something deeper about beauty, nature, and emotion before the colors are restored. The secret island society. After a violent storm, you awaken on the shore of a strange hidden island. The water is eerily calm now, as if the tempest had been nothing more than a dream. Yet the island feels different, unfamiliar in every way. Lush green trees sway softly in the breeze, and peculiar bird songs fill the air, but something is off. You notice strange ethereal markings on the rocks, glowing faintly in the shade. A world without color. One day, without warning, all the color drains from the world. People wake up to a reality where everything is in shades of gray, from the sky to the grass beneath their feet. The blue oceans, red sunsets, and green forests all gone. Only one color remains: yellow. Its brightness stands out, but its omnipresence quickly becomes overwhelming. The once vibrant world is now monotonous with splashes of yellow where color once thrived. At first, people are confused, trying to understand what happened. Scientists scramble to explain the phenomenon, but no one can find a reason. The world seems stuck in a colorless limbo, where emotions tied to visual experiences feel muted. Art loses its depth. Paintings that once sparked joy or melancholy now seem flat and lifeless. Clothing, makeup, nature, everything appears dull and drained. People's moods begin to shift as well, as the absence of color dampens their spirits. This colorless reality, yellow takes on an almost sacred significance. It becomes the focus of fashion, the heart of artwork, and the most valued element in everyday life. People start to hoard yellow objects, and anything with a hint of the color becomes priceless. Curiosity overwhelms you. Where could a door like this possibly lead? There's no visible indication of what's behind it, just the open field surrounding you. Yet something about it feels magnetic, as though it's waiting for you and only you to make the decision. You can feel its pull, but the inscription echoes in your mind. The door will open only once, and after that, there's no going back. With your hand hovering over the brass handle, you wrestle with the possibilities. Behind the door could be anything: another world, a different time, an alternate version of reality. What if it's paradise? What if it leads to your wildest dreams, to a life of unimaginable riches, or a place where all your problems disappear? But what if it's something more sinister? What if it traps you in a world of nightmares or a dimension you can never escape from? Your heart races as you weigh the risks. If you open the door, you might lose everything you know, everything you are. You might never see your loved ones again, but if you don't, you'll spend the rest of your life wondering what could have been what was behind that door waiting for you. Finally, you take a deep breath and make your choice. Important messages can be missed entirely, and vital emotions can remain unspoken, buried beneath the limits of the whisper. In this society, written words hold incredible power. Letters, notes, and books are the primary forms of expression where people can finally communicate fully without the constraints of their voices. Poets are revered as truth tellers, and writers become leaders. Their ability to convey complex thoughts on paper, making them the most influential members of society. However, this also gives rise to a darker side. Those who control the written word hold immense power, often twisting language to manipulate and deceive. As you move through this world, you begin to notice that some things don't fit. There are whispers in the dark, literal whispers of people who have found a way to speak loudly in full voices. These individuals are feared and revered, seen as either saviors or threats. They hold secret gatherings where they exchange unfiltered, powerful words that shake the very fabric of society. As you grow closer to them, you learn their secret. They've developed a way to halt aging and preserve life indefinitely, but it comes at a cost. Their isolation is their greatest strength and greatest weakness, and now you must decide whether to stay with them, becoming part of their ageless society, or leave knowing the truth will never be told. The choice isn't easy, as leaving may mean returning to a world that can never offer what this hidden island promises: immortality and peace. The door that only opens once in the middle of a quiet, unmarked field stands a door. There's no building, no structure, just a solitary doorframe. The wood is weathered, with intricate carvings winding around its edges, and a brass handle that gleams despite the age of the door itself. As you approach, you notice an inscription etched in the wood: "This door opens only once. Choose wisely." The handle turns with a soft click, and the door swings open, revealing a shimmering light. It's bright but not blinding, warm and inviting. You step through, your heart pounding, ready to face whatever lies beyond. The door closes softly behind you, sealing itself forever. You realize there's no turning back. The path ahead is unknown, but it's yours to explore a new beginning shaped by a single, irrevocable choice. Forgotten dreams. Every night without fail, you dream of the same place, a vast, sprawling city that you've never seen before. Its streets are filled with narrow alleys, towering buildings of unfamiliar architecture, and strange markets brimming with items you can't identify. The people in this city speak a language you don't know, yet somehow you understand every word they say. The dream always feels vivid, like you're really there, wandering through the city as if you belong. You explore its winding streets, observe its colorful festivals, and even taste food that seems too real for a dream. Yet each morning as you wake, the details slip away like sand through your fingers, leaving only the faintest impressions behind. As you venture deeper into the island, you come across what seems to be a village, but it's unlike anything you've seen. The structures are organic, formed from trees, vines, and stones, blending seamlessly with the environment. The architecture is advanced, yet completely integrated with nature. The inhabitants, however, are the most striking feature of the island. They're not human, though they resemble humanity in form. Their skin shimmers with a faint iridescence, and their eyes glow in various shades of blue and green. They move with grace and precision, as if they are part of the island itself, one with the environment. You quickly realize that this civilization is ancient, perhaps older than any you've ever known. They call themselves the Eldrin, a race of beings who have lived in secret, hidden from the world for millennia. The Eldrin are peaceful but cautious, reluctant to let action like you leave the island for fear that their existence will be revealed. They possess advanced technology that runs on a mysterious form of energy derived from the earth itself, yet they live in harmony with nature, never exploiting their resources. Your latest case, however, is different. It's the one that's been haunting you literally. This case is personal. It involves your own death, and the circumstances surrounding it are murky at best. You don't remember exactly how it happened, but you know it wasn't an accident. There's a killer out there, and you're determined to find out who it is. The problem is, as you dig deeper, you uncover secrets about yourself that you never knew while you were alive. You weren't just an ordinary person. You were connected to something bigger, something darker. As you follow the clues, you begin to notice strange occurrences. Other ghosts start appearing, spirits of victims whose murders were never solved. They're drawn to you, hoping you can help them find peace. Each ghost brings with them a new mystery, but they all seem to tie back to the same source, the person responsible for your own death. One day you were invited to one of these clandestine meetings. You've always been a quiet observer in this world, but now someone believes you have the potential to break free of the whispers. They offer you a choice: stay silent and live within the bounds of the world as you know it, as you know, speak louder, risking everything. The world of whispers is on the brink of change, and you hold the key. Will you embrace the voice that has been denied for so long, or continue to live in the safety of soft words? The answer could reshape the world forever, bringing either chaos or liberation. The Ghost Detective. You've always had a knack for solving mysteries, but there's one problem: you're dead. Ever since your untimely demise, you've been trapped in the space between worlds, invisible to the living, yet still able to walk among them. Instead of moving on, you found a purpose, using your ghostly existence to solve the crimes the living can't. As a ghost detective, you have certain advantages. You can move through walls, observe unnoticed, and listen to conversations no one else can hear. But there are also drawbacks. Communicating with the living is difficult. You can't touch anything, and most people can't see or hear you. The few mediums who can sense your presence are unreliable, more interested in fame than in justice. The night the stars disappeared, it began on an ordinary evening, with nothing more than a sudden, unexplainable chill in the air. As night fell, you looked up, expecting to see the usual blanket of twinkling stars stretching across the sky. But instead, there was nothing: no stars, no moon, just an empty black void where the cosmos had once been. You weren't the only one to notice. Across the world, people stared at the sky in disbelief. The stars, which had always been constant, had simply vanished. Scientists scrambled for an explanation, but the laws of physics seemed to have been upended. Telescopes and satellites showed only a vast, empty space where the stars had been. Astronomers were baffled. Even the most advanced space exploration tools revealed nothing: no stars, no galaxies, not even the faintest trace of light. It was as if the entire universe had swallowed them. The disappearance of the stars wasn't just a cosmic anomaly, it changed everything. Night no longer held the same sense of wonder or mystery. The absence of the stars left a dark, oppressive feeling on the world. People began to panic, questioning the very fabric of reality. Were we still part of the same universe? Was this the end of something much greater? Governments issued statements trying to maintain calm, but fear spread like wildfire. The disappearance of the stars had created a deep psychological shift. People found it hard to sleep, unable to shake the feeling that something fundamental had been taken away from them. Religions offered different explanations. Some claimed it was a divine punishment, while others saw it as a sign of an impending apocalypse. As time passed, people started to look for alternative explanations. Some believed that the stars had not disappeared but had moved to another dimension, hidden from view, waiting to return. Others theorized that this was an event predestined by a higher power, a shift in the cosmic balance that would eventually reveal new truths about the universe. The living world, however, remains unaware of the danger lurking in their midst. Only you can see the connections between the victims, but how can you stop a killer when you can't even leave a fingerprint? You try reaching out to a detective who's working the case, sending subtle signs to guide them in the right direction. Slowly, they start to notice, following your leads, but time is running out. The killer is still out there, and they know someone is getting too close. As you piece together the puzzle, the truth hits you: this wasn't just a random crime. You were targeted for a reason, and the answer lies in a past you've forgotten. Now, with the clock ticking, you must unravel the mystery not just of your own death, but of a conspiracy that threatens to claim more lives. Can you bring the killer to justice from beyond the grave, or will you remain forever trapped in the limbo between life and death, haunted by the case you couldn't solve? You've heard stories of the Forgotten Forest, an ancient enchanted place that exists beyond the reaches of known maps, a forest so hidden that even the most experienced explorers have failed to find it. The tales vary. Some say it's a sanctuary for mystical creatures. Others claim it's a place where time stands still, untouched by the outside world. The forest is said to be alive with magic, its trees whispering secrets to those who are willing to listen. And of course, there are those who believe it's cursed. where anyone who enters will disappear without a trace, lost forever within its labyrinthine paths. Despite the warnings, you feel an irresistible pull toward the forest. Something deep inside you stirs an unshakable feeling that you must find it. You've always been drawn to the unknown, and the idea of uncovering this forgotten place excites you. Armed with only a map that seems to shift with every glance and an old journal you found in your family's attic, you embark on the journey. But in the midst of this uncertainty, something strange began to happen. People began to report seeing faint flickers of light in the sky, small, distant points of brilliance like stars returning from the void. It was as if the universe itself was trying to tell them something, offering a glimmer of hope that the stars might one day return. The question remained, what had caused the stars to vanish? And what did these mysterious lights mean for humanity's future? The disappearance of the stars was only the beginning of a mystery that would shake the foundations of reality itself. The forgotten forest. As you journey deeper into the woods, you begin to realize that the forest is not just a place, it's a living entity. The trees are impossibly tall, their trunks twisting and curling like ancient hands reaching toward the sky. The air is thick with a strange, calming scent, and the ground beneath your feet feels softer than it should be. Every step feels deliberate, as if the forest itself is guiding you. The deeper you go, the stranger things become. The sounds of the forest seem amplified, as if the very wind is speaking to you. And in the distance, you can faintly hear whispers, soft, unintelligible voices that beckon you further into the heart of the forest. Soon you realize you're not alone. Eyes glowing faintly in the dim light watch you from behind the trees. The forest isn't just enchanted, it's inhabited. But by what? Creatures of legend, spirits of the forest past. The more you explore, the more you realize that the forest holds memories, and these memories are alive, woven into the very fabric of its existence. Then, as night falls, the forest changes. The path that once seemed clear now branches into countless directions. The trees seem to shift, their branches creaking and groaning as if alive. You've entered the heart of the forgotten forest, and you realize that finding your way out may not be as simple as you thought. The forest is not just a place, it is a puzzle, a maze that holds the answers to ancient mysteries, but only for those who are brave enough to understand its true nature. And now, with the whispers growing louder, you wonder, is the forest guiding you to your destiny or trapping you within its endless depths? The moral of the forgotten forest is about the pursuit of knowledge and discovery, but also recognizing the dangers of venturing into the unknown without understanding its true nature. It emphasizes the importance of curiosity and exploration, while also highlighting that some mysteries come with great responsibility. The forest, alive with secrets and memories, represents both the allure of uncharted territory and the risks of losing oneself in the process of discovery. It teaches that while the search for answers can be rewarding, it's crucial to approach the unknown with respect, caution, and an awareness of the potential consequences.